Today's number is 9, as in 9 out of 10, as in 9 out of 10 companies that say AI has done nothing measurable for them in 3 years, per a National Bureau of Economic Research working paper. 6,000 senior executives surveyed across 4 countries, 9 and 10. No productivity changes, no employment changes, nothing. Hang on to that number for a moment. We'll get to it here momentarily. I'm Don Michalik, and this is your Morning Intelligence for Wednesday, May 20th, 2026. Yesterday's biggest AI news was in the courtroom. Today's biggest news is a product launch, a surprise hiring announcement, an earnings report dropping at 5 today after the bell, and a $25 billion quarter at Meta, all happening inside a single 12-hour window. We'll get to that here momentarily. Coming up in today's lead, Google held its I/O keynote yesterday afternoon. Gemini Spark is real and it's hitting the floor. It's the always on AI agent we've been previewing for a week. Google also cut AI Ultra to $100 a month, same price as the mid-tier ChatGPT Pro plan OpenAI launched last month. The consumer AI race just became a two-horse race on price as well as features. Andrea Karpathy, co-founder of OpenAI, former head of AI at Tesla, joined Anthropic yesterday morning in a surprise announcement, the most senior research transfer of the year. NVIDIA reports Q1 earnings after close tonight. The biggest single quarter in the company's history is the consensus expectation. ChatGPT now connects to your bank account. 12,000 financial institutions via Plaid. Pro subscribers only, but just for now. And in the deep cut, workers are using AI more and trusting it less. The data that explains why your to-do list still is not getting shorter. And we close with the fashion partners Google announced for its AI glasses. You recognize one of them for sure. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, let's hit our lead stories today. Yesterday afternoon, Shoreline Amphitheater in Mountain View, California. Sundar Pichai walked on stage at Google I/O 2026 and announced the biggest consumer AI product Google has shipped in years. It's called Gemini Spark. Per Tom's Guide live recap, 9 to 5 Google, Tech Radar, I think Engadget even had this, and obviously it was covered in Google's blog. Here's what Spark actually is. Today, Gemini is a chatbot. You open the app, you type, you wait, and it answers you back. Spark is much different. Spark runs in the background 24 hours a day, connected to Gmail, Calendar, Drive, and Docs. You don't have to be in any app whatsoever. You don't even have to ask. It's watching the credit card statements you connected from hidden subscription. It's summarizing the school updates from your kid's teacher. It's pulling research from across apps into a single document while you are in a meeting or you're in bed. It's powered by Gemini 3.5 through what Google calls its anti-gravity framework, a system designed to let one model coordinate across many, many different apps. Beta rolls out to trusted testers this week. Google AI Ultra subscribers in the US get it next week. That brings us to the second announcement. Google cut the price of AI Ultra from $200 a month to $100. That is exactly what OpenAI's mid-tier Pro plan still costs, the one they slotted in last month, between ChatGPT Plus at $20 and ChatGPT Pro at $200. To read all that back, Google halved its premium AI price the same day it shipped its biggest consumer feature in years. Two more things landed in the keynote. One, Gemini Omni, Google's new video generation model, text, image, and video all in one pipeline. The Sora comparison is going to write itself this week. And two, Android XR smart glasses coming out in fall 2026 with Samsung, and we'll get to this in the fun closer, two fashion partners you are sure to recognize. So why does this matter? Well, here's why I think this matters. If you already pay for ChatGPT Pro, or you're about to, or your boss is about to make that call for you and your team, Google just changed the math on that completely. The product pricing, the competitive scoreboard we covered in yesterday's deep cut, where Anthropic crossed OpenAI in business adoption for the first time ever, all that lives on the same week. 2 days ago, the AI race was OpenAI in front, Anthropic charging from behind, and Google sitting at the same table but not in the same picture. Today, Google is now in the picture with a product that is the same idea OpenAI has been promising for 2 years. and a price that is half what they are actually charging you earlier in the year. So, if you've been waiting for the always on AI assistant the industry keeps demoing, well, Spark is the first one that's going to ship at scale to consumers. Not a demo, not in a research preview, an actual product with a date and a price. The bottom line here, if you pay for AI today, you have a real decision to make this week. And if you don't, well, Google just cut the price of their product in half for you to consider. All right, let's go ahead and get in today's rundown. In our first story, this came out yesterday morning, but Andrea Karpathy posted on X as well. Quote, I've joined Anthropic. I think the next few years at the frontier of LLMs will be especially formative. I am very excited to join the team here and get back to R&D. End quote. Quick context on who that is. Karpathy co-founded OpenAI. He was one of the original team members. He left OpenAI in 2017 to run AI at Tesla, where he led autopilot and full self-driving. He came back to OpenAI in 2023 for about a year. Then he left a second time in 2024 to start an AI education company called Eureka Labs. Yesterday, he joined the third company. Per TechCrunch's reporting and CNBC's coverage, Karpathy started this week at Anthropic. He's working on pre-training under team lead Nick Joseph. Quick translation here, pre-training is the part where the model actually learns. The big, expensive, compute heavy phase where Claude or really any frontier model develops its actual capabilities. An Anthropic spokesperson told TechCrunch that Karpathy will start a team focused on using Claude to accelerate pre training research. Translation, using AI to make AI better. Anthropic also separately announced a hire on its Frontier Red team, Chris Rolfe, 20 years in cybersecurity, most recently at Meta, now stress testing advanced AI models against severe threats at Anthropic. So here's the so what for you. Yesterday's deep cut on the show was a chart. Anthropic at 34.4% of business adoption, OpenAI at 32.3%. That scoreboard flipped. We covered that yesterday. Today's rundown is the people version of that chart. One of the original co founders of OpenAI just switched sides. In the same week, the company helped build lost its enterprise lead for the first time. Career moves and customer moves do not happen in isolation. The talent flow follows the scoreboard. So, if you use ChatGPT at work, you are not the only one who's watching this story. All right, our second story in the rundown. NVIDIA reports tonight their biggest quarter in company history is on the line. This happens at 5 p.m. later today, Eastern Time after the bell. NVIDIA drops its Q1 fiscal 2027 earnings. Wall Street consensus per CNBC, S&P Global, and Yahoo Finance is approximately $79 billion in revenue, roughly $1.78 in earnings per share. Data center revenue alone, the segment that chips the chips that train every model we've talked about on the show, expected in at $73 billion dollars all by itself. If NVIDIA hits those numbers, it is the biggest single quarter in the company's history by far. Polymarket has the beat at roughly 90%. Now, the day this lands actually matters as well. This morning at Meta's headquarters in Menlo Park, approximately 8,000 people are getting an email telling them they no longer work there. 10% of the workforce. We covered this story across 5 different episodes leading up to today, so we'll keep it light, but today is execution date. Meta is not cutting because it's struggling, it's cutting because it's spending $135 billion on AI infrastructure this year, nearly double what they did last year. Tonight, the company selling that infrastructure reports what is expected to be the biggest revenue quarter in its history. So, to coalesce and read all that back, on the same day, same news cycle, one company cuts 8,000 people to pay for AI chips, and the company selling the AI chips reports a record quarter. So, if you use ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Copilot, whatever, watch the data center revenue line tonight. We will have the full reaction in tomorrow's episode. All right, our third story in the rundown. Last Friday, OpenAI quietly launched a feature you might have missed. Per TechCrunch, American Banker, Mac Rumors, and obviously OpenAI's own announcement here. ChatGPT Pro subscribers in the US can now connect their bank, brokerage, and credit card accounts directly to ChatGPT through Plaid. Plaid hooks into more than 12,000 US financial institutions. Think your Chases, your Schwabs, your Fidelities, Robinhoods, Amexes, Cap Ones, the list goes on and on and on. Once connected, you get a dashboard inside of ChatGPT. Portfolio performance, spending patterns, subscriptions you might have forgotten about, upcoming payments, and you can ask the chatbot natural language questions about your own money. Important security note on this per OpenAI, the model cannot make transactions for you. It can't see your full account numbers. It's read only for now. Intuit integration is reportedly next up. That would unlock tax impact analysis and credit approval estimates. So, two things to flag here. One, this is currently in pro only, $200 a month per pro subscribers. Plus, access is planned but not confirmed yet. Two, this is the same company that 2 weeks ago opened a self serve ad platform inside of ChatGPT. Any business can now buy ads that show up in your conversations. So, to coalesce and bring all that back, the company running ads inside the chatbot just asks to see your checking account and your checking balance. This is a huge trust question worth sitting with for at least a minute today. All right. If you're enjoying Morning Intelligence, do me a quick favor this morning. Go ahead and share this episode with one person today. That one person who's curious about the world of AI, but wants to learn more about it. You share the episode with them, they learn a little bit more, you look awesome, and you help the show grow. So if you share that with them, I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right. Let's go ahead and get today's deep cut. Two studies, two different methodologies here, but they all coalesce around the same finding. In the first study from Manpower Group, their 2026 Global Talent Barometer survey of approximately 14,000 workers across 19 countries, two numbers come of it. In 2025, regular AI use among workers went up 13%. In the same year, worker confidence in AI's actual usefulness went down 18%. Read that back, we're using these tools 13% more, but we are trusting them 18% less. Study number two, the National Bureau of Economic Research with a published paper back in February. Surveyed of approximately 6,000 senior executives across four countries. You got the US, the UK, Germany, and Australia in this one. The finding, 9 in 10 firms report zero measurable impact from AI on employment or productivity over the past 3 years. 69% of those same firms actively use AI. Their executives use it themselves for about an hour and a half a week at the very minimum. 3 years of investment, 3 years of headlines, 3 years of board meeting strategy decks, yet none of them can find anything measurable, at least 9 out of 10 of the times. Now, a Harvard Business Review analysis from earlier this year picked up in the third thread. They're finding AI is not reducing workloads, it's actually intensifying them. Because AI makes it easier to start tasks, employees are taking on more of those tasks and completing them. So the math is rather asymmetric here. The tool gets faster, sure, but the to do list got even longer. So why is this worth your time? Why am I bringing in these studies from even 2025 through today? Well, here's what this actually says, at least what I think it says. This is not, quote, AI is overhyped, everyone is lying. Instead, there are plenty of people who use these tools productively every single day. You know which prompts work. You know where the time savings actually lives in your own week. The company level scoreboard does not yet match the task level experience, though. Two things can be true at the same time. AI helps you draft a memo in 4 minutes instead of 40. That's nice. And the firm you work at has not been able to measure productivity gains at an aggregate level, both at once. The reason that matters for this audience of the show is this. Well, when the next conversation at work starts with AI is going to transform everything in the next 18 months, and we covered the Microsoft prediction yesterday's rundown, that's where I got that 18-month story, you now have data to ask a follow up question. Transform how? Measured how? By whom? If the answer is we'll see, well, that's still an honest answer, but it's not the same as the prediction. So there is a version in the next few years where productivity gain shows up and the lag we are seeing is just a normal technology adoption. There's also a version where we've been measuring the wrong thing entirely. Both are possible, both are probable, who knows? Neither is necessarily settled. And the number for now is 9 out of 10 are saying we haven't seen anything yet. So the takeaway here, workers use AI more, trust it less, companies see no aggregate gain. And that is the most honest scoreboard we probably have at this very moment. All right. Fun closer for today. One more thing from yesterday's Google keynote. I kind of teased this earlier in the show. In the section of the I/O presentation about Android XR, Google's smart glasses platform, Sundar Pichai brought out the launch partners. The hardware partner, Samsung. Shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. The fashion partners, this is the part that caught my eye. Warby Parker, the eyewear company that made buying glasses feel like buying a t-shirt, 337 stores as of this quarter, with another 50 planned this year, beloved by millennials like myself who've been needing their prescriptions over time. And Gentle Monster, the sole label that your most fashion-forward coworker has on their face right now, and you didn't even realize cost $600. Those are the two design partners on Google's first mainstream AI smart glasses. Again, coming in fall 2026. So here's where we are. We got Microsoft's AI chief saying four white collar job categories, and yours and mine probably will be automated in 18 months. Anthropic hiring one of OpenAI's co founders. NVIDIA is about to report the biggest quarter in their history. 9 in 10 companies can't see a measurable productivity gain in their work. And the most important AI launch of this fall is a pair of glasses you will buy from Warby Parker and Gentle Monster. We've built up the hype around an industry where AI is going to be invisible someday unless you're wearing it on your face. Too funny. All right, for tomorrow, we will get to have reaction to NVIDIA's earnings call. We'll walk through what the biggest quarter in chip maker history actually means for all the AI tools and everyone in this industry. Google I/O Day 2, developer keynotes, all that good stuff. And obviously, the Meta layoff fallout. We'll be tracking employee posts, maybe some leaked memos, and maybe some things we haven't even covered yet. And we're watching for Anthropic's $900 billion funding round to close. Maybe it'll close this week, who knows? But if it does, we'll cover it tomorrow as well. Hope to see you tomorrow. And that's your morning intelligence for Wednesday, May 20th, 2026. If you like what you heard, hit subscribe from wherever you're listening. Send this episode to that one friend who keeps asking you, hey, what's going on in the world of AI? Do you know who they are? I'm Don Michalik. Thank you so much for listening and have a great rest of your Wednesday.